Strong ones, just bam, bam, bam. It's weird. If I didn't know any better, I'd... Oh, God, oh, shit!
The dangerous virus in Vince Gilligan's Pluribus explained. Vince Gilligan's Pluribus opens with an unnerving paradox, a virus that doesn't destroy humanity through pain, but through joy. The world of Pluribus isn't ravaged by disease, famine, or nuclear fire. It collapses under the weight of an unshakable happiness. The show wastes no time immersing viewers in the strange, disquieting calm of this apocalypse, setting the stage for one of the most unsettling sci-fi mysteries in recent years. At the heart of this story lies a question that challenges the very essence of being human. What happens when happiness is no longer a choice, but an infection?
It's like encryption. Why would you bother to...
The origins of the virus. The opening 4 minutes of Pluribus are a masterclass in slow burn tension. A group of astronomers huddles around a monitor, staring at a faint signal coming from deep space, 600 light-years away, to be exact. At first, it looks like random static, but soon, they realize it's not just noise. It's structured. It's deliberate. The signal is decoded into what appears to be Morse code, but when the team maps it out, it forms something far more complex, an RNA sequence. Intrigued, they replicate it and synthesize it into DNA, introducing it to lab rats through a viral vector. The moment that decision is made, the clock starts ticking for humanity. One of the scientists later finds a rat lying motionless, believing it to be dead. But when she lifts it from its cage, it bites her hand. That bite turns her into patient zero, the first human to be infected by what will later be known as Pluribus virus. From there, the infection spreads like wildfire. But unlike any pathogen before it, this one doesn't kill the body. It erases despair, grief, anger, and sadness. It replaces every emotional shade with a single color, bliss. A happiness apocalypse. The virus in Pluribus doesn't destroy through violence or decay. It consumes through contentment. Those infected don't feel fear, sadness, or pain. They simply exist in a state of serene euphoria. It's a peace so complete it becomes terrifying. At first glance, it seems almost benevolent. Who wouldn't want to be freed from suffering? But as the show unfolds, it becomes clear that this bliss comes at a terrible price. Individuality, empathy, and free will. The infected are stripped of their emotional complexity. They no longer think for themselves. They think as one. Civilization collapses not because of war or famine, but because no one cares to maintain it. Work stops, families dissolve, and governments crumble as humanity drifts into collective, smiling apathy. The streets are empty, cities are quiet, and the world falls into a strange, beautiful ruin.
Hey.
The chain of infection. Once patient zero kisses her coworker, the infection jumps from one person to the next, spreading through saliva. What starts as an isolated laboratory incident quickly escalates into a global phenomenon. When the military attempts containment, the infected find ways to accelerate their mission. In a chilling montage, they're shown swabbing their own saliva, packaging it, and distributing it into water supplies, hospitals, and even the very test kits designed to detect the virus. This isn't random behavior, it's coordination. Pluribus suggests that self-replication isn't just part of the virus's biology, it's a core psychological directive. The infected don't merely spread the virus because they must, they spread it because it gives them purpose. Their happiness compels them to share it. The line between biological infection and spiritual awakening blurs completely. To the infected, this is salvation. To the immune, it's annihilation. Carol, the last unhappy human. Carol, the protagonist of Pluribus, isn't heroic in the traditional sense. She's not brave or hopeful. She's bitter, cynical, and profoundly miserable. But it's this emotional darkness that makes her unique. Unlike everyone else, Carol is immune to the virus. While others dissolve into endless bliss, she remains painfully aware of what's been lost. Her immunity seems to stem not from biology, but from psychology, from her emotional resistance to joy. Where most heroes fight against despair, Carol fights against happiness. In doing so, Pluribus flips the traditional post-apocalyptic trope on its head. Instead of battling evil, Carol battles what the rest of the world calls good. Her sorrow is her armor, her rage her weapon. Through her, the series explores an unsettling idea. Maybe happiness without suffering isn't human happiness at all.
Hello. Shumei. I'm Carol.
The other immunes. Carol eventually discovers she isn't entirely alone. Scattered across the globe, there are 11 others who also remain untouched by the virus. She manages to contact a handful: Akgonbear, Shiomei, Kuzumeu, Lakshmi, and Kumba Diabate. Each survivor has endured their own private version of hell, and like Carol, their immunity seems linked to emotional suffering. But while Carol sees the infection as an existential threat, the others view it differently. Some see it as evolution, humanity shedding its pain to achieve a higher form of existence. Others simply accept it as inevitable. Carol tries to form a resistance, but her anger drives them away. Her refusal to accept peace, even false peace, alienates her from the only people who could understand her. Still, Kumba remains, hinting that their fates are intertwined in ways that could reshape the future of both the infected and the immune. Carol's emotional power. Despite her immunity, Carol isn't completely disconnected from the hive mind. There's a strange feedback loop between her emotions and the collective consciousness of the infected. Whenever Carol experiences intense emotion, especially anger or grief, the hive mind reacts violently. The infected convulse, glitch, or even collapse. It's as if her pain pierces through their serenity, like static in a perfect signal. This connection raises profound questions. Is Carol's mind somehow tethered to the network? Does her immunity make her a counterforce to the virus, a kind of emotional antibody? Or is the virus aware of her, viewing her as a threat to its unity? Her outbursts become moments of literal resistance, emotions so strong they can disrupt an entire global consciousness. As Pluribus progresses, Carol may learn to weaponize that connection, using her emotions to fight back against the happiness plague. But there's a darker possibility. If the hive mind ever finds a way to infect her, Carol could become its ultimate conduit, a being capable of merging individuality and unity, sadness and bliss, into something new and terrifying.
Helen, stop looking at the goddamn
The virus as a mirror. At its core, Pluribus isn't just a story about infection. It's a story about humanity's desperate pursuit of happiness. The virus is a metaphor for our cultural obsession with constant positivity, with eliminating pain instead of understanding it. The infected don't just lose sadness, they lose empathy. Without sorrow, there's no compassion. Without conflict, there's no growth. The virus promises eternal happiness, but it erases everything that makes happiness meaningful. Gilligan uses the sci-fi lens to pose a haunting question. If we could remove all suffering from the world, would we still be human? Through Carol's journey, Pluribus suggests that to be human is to feel everything, the full emotional spectrum, from joy to despair. Pain gives happiness its shape. Without contrast, bliss becomes emptiness. What lies ahead? As Pluribus moves forward, the stage is set for a profound confrontation, not between good and evil, but between feeling and numbness, individuality and collective serenity. Carol's struggle isn't just survival, it's preservation. She's fighting for the right to feel. The hints of her emotional influence over the hive mind suggest that humanity's last hope may not come from science, but from emotion itself. If Carol can harness her feelings, she could awaken others, or destroy the infected entirely. And yet, the show leaves us with an even more chilling idea. Maybe the virus didn't come to conquer us. Maybe it came to save us from ourselves, from pain, from the endless struggle to be happy. If the signal was sent intentionally, it could mean that somewhere out there another civilization made the same choice, to give up sorrow and merge into bliss. Humanity may not be the first species to face this choice, but it might be the last to resist it. The paradox of happiness. Pluribus ends its second episode with a haunting silence. The world smiles, but only Carol screams. Her pain, raw and unfiltered, echoes through a landscape of peace that feels more like a tomb. Vince Gilligan crafts a story that dares to ask whether happiness is truly the highest goal or whether the search for it, with all its suffering and struggle, is what keeps us alive. The virus in Pluribus isn't evil, it's perfection. And perfection, Gilligan reminds us, is the most terrifying thing of all. Because a world without pain is a world without people. And a world without people is just one vast, silent smile.